As a former T. Rowe Price analyst with experience on the trade desk floor, I'm now a best-selling author and a full-time options trader. Through my online trading community, my mission is to empower people of all different backgrounds with the knowledge and skills needed to achieve financial freedom. In particular, I'm passionate about teaching inner-city youth about financial literacy and helping them build a strong foundation for their future success. Join me on this journey as we transform lives through financial education.
Good afternoon, everyone. Looks like we are on time. So let's just hop right into things. How y'all feeling? Y'all had a great weekend or
Man, it's a good one. Afternoon, everybody.
what's going
How
on?
about yours, bro? I'm gonna go upstairs.
I had a cool weekend. I had a great weekend. Weekend's not over yet. You know, the market's closed tomorrow. So we still got more time, but yeah.
I'm
I
having a good
thought we was gonna
weekend.
do the meeting tomorrow because of that.
Well, nah, because you know, I'm trying to get people used to our meetings on Sundays, and you know, I got them. The messages say Sundays, so we having a meeting.
Right.
It's MLK Day, and we having it today. It's Sunday, and I'm having a meeting today. I'm not having one tomorrow. Yeah, but so. Let me see. But yeah, let's just go ahead and kind of get started. Let's hop into things. All right. All right. So by watching a reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not trading advice. This session is solely for educational purposes. There's significant financial risk associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. All right, we just hopping right into it, right? So we had a interesting Friday, So this was our past two Fridays, and as you can see, we had this particular Friday, energy took charge heading into the close. Energy, real estate, and utilities. A little interesting how that happened with communication services and consumer staples coming up under that. So interesting. What's up, Roman? So yeah, it's interesting how that we had I'm not surprised that consumer discretionary was in the red, was one of the worst performing sectors on Friday. Well, yeah, on Friday. But yeah, a lot of these got hit. Now you see financials ended up being hit too. JP Morgan, you saw y'all saw what happened with the stock, man. After the earnings, it ran $5, or dropped $5, $6, $7 initially, then ran $5, $6 up, and then ended up trading in the middle later on, finishing around in the middle that day. But a lot of softness in the banks. But I think JP Morgan, of course, JP Morgan always finds a way to guide, and yeah, it just wasn't as strong as they expected it to be. You see what happened with Bank of America also. But yeah, so that's why you see the red in financials right now, as opposed to the week before. You had that. It was like front running the charge last week. And this is just the stock performance. Options wise, the top options flow on the call side on Friday went into Meta, followed by ARM, which is a chip stock, right? And CCJ was on there. I haven't heard that in a while. And Play was on there also. I haven't heard that name in a while either, with Tesla. So those were the top five call options flow, went into those top five stocks that I just mentioned. On the put side, MSTR, Mara, Nvidia Coin, and Boeing Airline. Now check this out. It's just on Friday, just for the day, just Friday. And a lot of the stocks that were down for the most part on, well, I'm sorry that the top put flow went into, most of them were related to crypto, so just looking at that and second, and on the just full week side. Now ARM is getting a lot of call options flow that was going into there. Just looking at that also. Now ARM, the thing about ARM, that company is, what is it, like 80%, 70 to 80% owned by SoftBank. So yeah, but and then we had NVIDIA, a lot of flow went into that for the overall week. So again, this is just Friday's top call options flow. This is the overall week right here. So it was ARM, NVIDIA, Alibaba, Microsoft, and FXI. On the put side, Boeing Airline, Apple, Nike, Tesla, and FedEx. Does anybody have any idea, or I mean, does anybody know why Boeing got killed so hard last week?
Yeah, I think how y'all doing, everybody? I think it's because one of their aircrafts during a flight, that door came completely off of the aircraft while the
Yeah.
plane was 30,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, so one of the windows came out of one of their airplanes.
Mhm.
Just like they said, nobody got hurt but a passenger. So let's say, I love a window seat, man. I'm not flying without a window seat. So that's exactly what happened. A window just completely popped out of the aircraft in the air. Imagine how if you were on that plane, what you would have thought, or how. That's crazy, man. And then all of the stuff that had happened with them. They just started really getting everything back, together, the I guess the public, their uh their image back together because of everything that was happening before with the crashes and stuff. So yeah, that's exactly what it was, Mogul. And so yeah, they got crushed. They got crushed. And then I hear over the weekend they found an aircraft with a cracked windshield heading to Japan. So, after the CEO got on TV on, Friday, but anyway, I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, so that's the reason why they were crushing that stock. So we will take a look at it today just to see what's up with it. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of see if y'all knew what was going on with it. That's exactly what it is. And yeah, one sec. All right. So for the performance last week for Wall Street, we ended up for the Dow 0.3%. The S&P ended up 1.8%. The NASDAQ ended up 3.1%. The Russell was down 0.1%. And the VIX was down 4.9%. And that's how we finished the week. Now, so as far as the fear and greed index, we're still on greed. We were on greed last week, but instead of 74s, it's 71. Jeez. All right, let's talk about inflation, man. So look, so CPI was last week, man. The market did not disappoint last week. We had an interesting week last week. And so yeah, the inflation, it was hot. CPI came in hotter than expected. We got we hit, instead of the 0.2%, 0.2%, we got 0.3%. So it was a 0.1% hotter than expected month over month. The core, and that was for headline CPI. For core CPI, it came in as expected month over month. Now, for second, hold on one second. Yeah, I thought I had it on here. Well, I'll just go to the jobless claims. So our jobless claims, man, we did you notice, look, they were expecting 210K in jobless claims, right? And the last one was 203K it came in at 202K. So it came in lighter than the previous one and way lighter than than expected, right? Cooler than expected. So that means that inflation is going up and jobless claims are coming down. That's not a good combination when you're expecting rate cuts in March, right? So look, but it's so crazy because if you notice, this is the US CPI inflation year over year for the whole last year, right? So from December 2022 all the way down to December 2023. So it's been getting lower and lower year over year, right? And then we finally got this bump up this for December right here. So, but then we got a little savior that came in because again, everybody understands, because I know we talk about inflation a lot. We talk about this, but again, this is CPI, the consumer pricing index. So the PPI, that's the wholesale, that's the supply chain. We got that surprise that came in on PPI. So PPI was down. PPI came in. It showed that it declined 0.1% on the month compared to the expectations of 0.1% increase. So we went down instead of up. The headline PPI rose year over year, accelerating to 0.8% in November. So, but then it was good though, because at the end of the day, we got what you saw. And again, we got to pay attention. We got to look at this and put it all in context. But the annual core CPI rate is at its lowest level since December of 2021. But again, this is what gave us the pop that we needed, because we just needed something. And then on top of that, another thing that made this more attractive is with core CPI, with PPI, we got a breakdown of different parts of the report. And a lot of it is similar to what the Fed looks at and PCE data. So it was just a good look. It was a good look to see that, okay, if the supply chain, this is the supply chain. Inflation is not getting higher with the supply chain. So it's showing that we are getting a decline overall in the wholesale pricing index, which should support the the rate cuts. But I just don't know if March still going to be what they're, I don't think we're going to get March. That's all I'm saying. But all right. So yeah, these are our profits for the week. We had a short week, man, because I was sick. Everybody know that I was sick over the week. So I was just y'all know that meme where Squidward is looking out the window when you see Patrick and SpongeBob outside having fun. That was me, man, because Monday and Tuesday the market ran like a bat out of hell and I could not participate. I was sick and I couldn't. I try to work at my stand-up desk, so I couldn't even really get out of bed. So I did not participate. I had SPY puts that I just sold immediately, down like 7% on the play or whatever. It was expecting some sort of a move in one direction or the other. Got out of those, but that was something that I swung over from the week before. Got out of that trade because the market, you could see everybody. I mean, it was clearly obvious that the market was going to run Monday morning. I'm sure everybody was aware. I mean, my team did pretty well that day too. So I know y'all were locked in on what was going on in the market. So yeah, but the market ran pretty hard Monday and Tuesday. We had a melt up on Monday, Tuesday, right? But again, I didn't participate. And those were really, really extremely profitable days that I did not participate in. Now on Tuesday, heading into the close, I did hop in Meta calls though. I had no choice. I had to. And yeah, Meta did what it needed to do, man. But so what ended up happening, but yeah, the reason I brought that up is because after the Meta call situation, I just want to make sure I got my dates right. Yeah, it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday heading into the close, because Monday I paid $100 for the Meta 365 call. It went all the way up to $900 and something dollars. I sold it for $700 and something dollars. As soon as I got out of it, I jumped and alerted the 365 put trade for the team because I felt like Meta could go to 370, but I knew it was time for it to come down now. And that was the day again. SPY continued to melt up that day. But I just felt like it could continue to that it was coming down. So I alerted that put trade. I said, I gotta put the team in something. And I laid back down because I'm like, I know that trade is coming down, and I'm sorry, the stock is coming down, but Meta can go to 370. But I feel like this contract can go in the money. And so I alerted to 365. The contract indeed went in the money. And so that was a nice trade for a 81% profit per option. Then the next day alerted the 370 calls, the Meta 370 call for $155. That went up to over 370% in profit. So that was a 575% profit on that trade. Then alerted the Netflix call. That went up 148%. And then I alerted the Tesla put. Now the Tesla put is too TBT, to be determined, because I'm still in the Tesla play. I alerted that trade and then went to the barbershop. And Tesla wants to close that gap. And there's a lot of bearish news for Tesla. Plus, I feel like they're setting Tesla up for earnings. We will talk about that. So I feel like Tesla has some more downside to get Tesla in place for earnings. And their earnings is next week, right? So on the 24th. But yeah, so that was but so I'm still in that Tesla trade, but on a short week, we had a great week, and we just continue a nice continuation from the week that we had. And so just looking to keep this energy going, man. The team, I think again, y'all been doing a great job, and just keeping things rolling, and taking these trades and just holding it down. So let's just keep up the good work, man. Again, like I told y'all, at the end of last year, we finished out strong, over 40,000 per option. So if we just keep it simple, don't over trade, don't over position, and just try to just be consistent. Just think about it. Like, again, it's people who work 16 hours and still don't bring home $1,000. And again, most of these trades, you didn't have to do anything but just buy the trade and hold it until or most of the time, depending on what trade it is. I'm like, or like, look at Netflix, for example. I called the trade out. I already told y'all what it was going to do. All you had to do was sell it at market open. You ain't have to do nothing. So I do a lot of these trades for the busy person or the mom, or the career person. I know a lot of our members are college students and stuff. They don't have time to do. Look, this is what I do. So they don't have time to do all of that. So we got certain trades that are lined up specifically for those people who don't have the time to just, okay, you buy it here. Okay, when the market opens tomorrow, you sell it, and there you go. So you paid that $130 to get into that Netflix trade, and you sold it with a profit of like $200 the next day. You know what I mean? So sold it for a few $100s more than what you paid for it. And that's all you have to do. So, and most of our trades are like that, so, and that's just what it is. And let's just keep that up. So again, and I said that again, but I said this just to say, if you just keep it simple like that, buy and sell, the 40 bands that we were up over per option last year, let's say that could have been you, or just saying, like, the people who didn't really participate in those things. But I'm saying, like, simple things like that. It just even if you participated in half of those trades you would be up several $1,000s. So and again, everybody's not going to quit their job. It's not for everybody to quit their job, but damn, we don't have to work overtime all the time either. You know what I mean? And so it's so many ways to do things legally. Then you got a professional trader here that's going to look, my only goal is to get you to the money, right? So that's what we're here to do. And it's low risk. And then just to take it a step further, I was just looking at the numbers. Since we've been in, and since this group has been in business, we haven't made under $1,000 in profits per month, right? I know that's the bare minimum because we clear that, like I said, $1,000 a week. We were just talking about this last week. And but I'm just saying, so just imagine just being consistent, not and the reason I'm spending so much time on this because I'm trying to drive a point to where I'm going. A lot of people are not profitable from last were not profitable from last year, and they're beating themselves up about it. You know, I've gotten messages like, you know, I'm gonna be better this year. I'm gonna just follow your trades. I'm gonna just do this. I'm like, don't overthink it. Just one trade at a time. You know, you don't have to get rich on every single trade, right? You want to just go ahead, go with the flow. Now, obviously, we let our runners run. There are situations where, like, I'm going to talk about Meta in a little while because we got so much to talk about, especially regarding Meta. But like last week, you know, we had a trade and and you know, there are times where you you want to you're like, I'm not sure if I want to take profit because I don't know, this may happen or this may happen. If you, when you learn how to read charts and analyze that price action and stuff like that, there are times where there comes a time where you know when to let your runners run. You know what I'm saying? So, and, those are the times where you let your runners run. So, but that doesn't mean you're going to hit 1,000% or 200% or even 100% on every single trade. You have to just really you have to just follow the price action, right? Or ask questions in the chat. You know me, you ask questions. I'm gonna give you the best advice that I can give you. But all I'm saying is just I want everybody to be profitable, especially if you're trading under me. It's no reason why. Like I don't know, I was talking to a client a little while ago and a client who joined in September, right? And they aren't profitable. So I did the numbers. I'm like, well, we made and I'm not talking about in January, forget this month, but I'm like from September to December, we made over $13,300 per option. So how aren't you profitable? You know, so I want everybody to be profitable. So when you get a few wins, remember I'm the one holding the back of the bike. So when if I let the bike go, it may fall, right? But maybe not. But the whole point is you don't want to just because you get up a few $1,000, don't go and take the $1,000 and now you buying Tesla calls and you buying Nvidia calls and now you in Netflix and all of these volatile stocks that you aren't used to playing and you grabbing more contracts than you normally grab. When you start doing that, then you put yourself in a higher risk percentile. And that's when you start to lose. And I always say this, man, if don't never put more than 20% of your total available cash for trading into a single trade because if you die, you got 4 lives left if you only use 20%, right? You got 4 more tries to get it right. But imagine running up, taking $100 and running it all the way up to $3,000, and then you take $2,000 and blow it all on one trade. After I put you in $100 and $200 trades the whole way up, I put you in $200, $300 at the max, sometimes more depending on the trade. But for the most part, those trades range, and I keep them in that range based on the type of members, and then after a certain series of wins we kind of move it ahead, right? And so just run it up, just run it up. You're gonna make money if you just stick to it, but just don't blow your account trying to just making all of these decisions, and let's just stay profitable because like I said, one thing's for certain, two things for sure, we're going to be profitable all the time. So just keep at it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep making this money. We still got a whole lot of month left, and I really, 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 really want everybody to be profitable. So yeah. Cool. All right. So we segue right into recap and lessons learned. KD,
Hey, what's up, Antoine?
how you feeling, bro?
Not too bad. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Just got over to
Oh, you were sick. You feeling better now, right?
yeah, I'm feeling better now. I'm
Uh,
feeling a lot better now.
How was your week, Katie?
it wasn't bad, man. I saw you popping off in the chat, man. You was going crazy. I
Oh,
see. Uh, KK, she was going in.
yeah, she was. She was going in last week.
Yes, sir.
She had a good week. She had a good week. Yeah, but come
Now,
on, man.
now, now, what's the rest? What's the rest of the data leading into the end of the month? Like, I see
Well,
they got FOMC at the end of the month and GDP, but
okay, well,
this week looked like a free week.
we just got into lessons learned. So we're gonna hit the recap lessons learned first,
Right.
and then we can kind of go into that. So who's trying to go? I mean, Katie, you since you started, just talk about your week or your recap or lessons
Um,
you learned
it
anything.
it was. I feel like it was like a up and down week with like in terms of like during like midday towards the end of the day, it was like like a swing saw. Like it'll be up one day, it'll be up in the morning, then in the evening, then it'll just pop right back up. I forgot what day of the week that happened. I think it was like Thursday. It's like it was going down, crashing, and it fully recovered. It's like I was like, wow, what's going on? But I mean, the higher time frames told a story, but it seems like, the momentum is on the upside still.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
But yeah, there was a lot of good plays. It was decent. There was not too many like earnings until Friday, but it was good. It
Cool,
wasn't bad.
cool, cool. How about you, Mogul?
Man, I had a nice trade on a 365 put you called out. I actually missed the 370 call Tuesday afternoon going into the open Wednesday. So I kind of was, expecting the move upward. Um, and then when you called the Meta 365, I jumped right into it because I saw how it opened. It took off like a bat, and the volume on that candle was crazy. I think that thing moved like $8 within 15 to 30 minutes. Um, so I got in the meta put, I'm sorry, at around 365, 366 area. And right after it kept running, but then you also mentioned in the chat that, look, meta also it might get to the 370. So when it got up there, it that day, let me see, that day got to like 372.73 from an open of 360. So you're looking at like a $13 move. Um, you know, just in being in a group, I kind of understand that Meta's average true range is $8. And along with that, I think we drew, on one of the Sunday study groups, I think we drew an ascending wedge on the weekly. And
Mhm.
Price had made it all the way up to that point, which it ended up breaking through. But I also had on my chart that my next level would be, and maybe you do too, or maybe I even got it from you, but I can't remember. But the price level that I had drawn was 373.52. And then after that it's 377.56. So I'm like, damn, you know, even though this meta put, even though it has run to 377, I'm not that confident in it going all the way, I'm sorry, to 372. I'm not that confident that it'll go to 377 all in this one day, along with, it touching the top of the ascending wedge on the weekly. Um, Along with Meta's average true range being roughly $8. We done ran up $10 in a matter of 15 minutes. And then me personally, I didn't see no retracement. It just ran. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna stick with the put. And I averaged down when it got to about 371. And I got out. If we look at the hourly, it had been making higher highs and higher lows. So it also kept up with that trend, and it's been using the 21 EMA as support. So when it got back down to the 21 EMA, which was also where I thought it'll come back to retrace the high of Monday, I think it was, which 361, some in that area right there. So I'm like, you know, this enough cheese right here is contract up 100%. Pigs get slaughtered. 21 EMA has been using this as support. I'm gonna get out here, and I ended up having a nice trade on that. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Oh,
No,
killed it this week.
yeah, you crushed it this week, Mogul. But that's what I'm saying. You see how you put it all together, and like I said before, man, and this year, and not even just this year, the end of last year, I said this, I'm changing up the way I do things. You know, I like leading, so I'm always lead, but sometimes you got to step back too, and not hold hands as much, because then it's like, well, he gonna give us the answers anyway, so I ain't gonna study in class because he gonna give us the answers anyway. So what I'll do is throw tips out there in addition to, like, when I called the meta put out, I said meta was at like I think it was like 367 or something like that. When I alerted the put, and I said, but Meta could, and again, I was sick, so I was going to lay back down. I knew it was going to play out. I was like, either I'm gonna put the team in this trade right now, or they're not getting in this trade. And I wanted the team in that trade because I knew it was coming back down. But yeah, I'm like, it wants 370, but these puts are going in the money. So yeah, but just knowing, you knew when to add to that position. Or some people could have just been like, you know what, well, I'm just going to wait until it get closer to there, and then I'll start this position or whatever. But it was cool. I like the fact that when I saw the way you played it, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to look at the contracts, look at that average cost, and look at that percentage. I'm like, oh yeah, he averaged down at the right times. I'm always looking at that stuff, and because you can tell when someone frantically added to a position, or just added too long, too quickly, or just bought too many contracts on a specific trade. I'm like, I'm very critical about stuff like that, because like I'm like, if you know you I if you're building a position on a trade, that means this is not something where you're just jumping like a bull flag, or something where you're jumping in and you're going to be out in a few minutes or something like that. This is a trade where you're building a position, so it's going to take you some time. So if you climbing Mount Everest, you're not going to drink the whole gallon of water, before you go up the mountain, because you're going to pace it so you can have something to for the whole entire trip. Or if you going on a mission, you're not going use all of your ammo on the first op you see. You know what I mean? You're gonna pace yourself. You're not gonna do that. So you got to play the same way in options. You can't. Everything is not a one size fit all strategy. And then once you're in a trade, and it's a trade that you have goals. We knew the goal was 365 on that trade. So if that's the goal, I'm not buying all of these contracts right here, because how am I going to play defense on this trade? How am I going to play defense on this trade? Now you're in a situation where you're uncomfortable, because if you grab 10 contracts, and now and the price is still going up, it's different ways to look at it. It's different ways to look at it, but we can't do the whole one size fit all thing. And we just gotta, and every trade ain't for everybody too. So sometimes you just gotta wait for the trade that's your within your comfort zone, and trade those trades and become comfortable trading them first, and then move on. So yeah, but no, Mogul, you that was a great job. I had to shout you out this week, man, because I was talking to KK about it the other day. I'm like, look, Mogul crushed it this week. So
Nah, I appreciate it, man. I gotta mention too, like, so when I do post in the options wins, like, I'm forever humble for you calling the plays out. But like, man, I just want to get this disclaimer to people, because I've blown the account numerous times. Like, take the guidance and move with the guidance. Like, don't try to over leverage, and stick to your rules, stick to what helps you, like Coach saying, climb the mountain. Because granted, every now and then I might post a big contract, but for the most part, I'm at a big profit. you know, with a lot of contracts, but for the most part, I'm grabbing one or two contracts unless I'm super confident in something that I'm seeing along with the confluence of what, Anton's saying. So I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. See who else wanted to recap from last week. Let's see.
I had a good week last week. Friday, I watched Microsoft. I was watching Microsoft, and the Friday before, it closed. It bounced off the bottom of a zone that I had put on my chart, as well as it closed over the 9 EMA. It held the 9 EMA on the weekly. We know Microsoft is doing a lot of stuff right now. I watch it. I watched its earnings is also coming up. So with that hold and where I saw it bounce, I felt that I grabbed a call, which was a good decision. I made 62% profit on that play. At swinging it over the weekend, it opened up, I think, maybe up $3 in the pre-market. So um, I was in and out of that trade, although it melted up and went super crazy on Monday. But y'all know I stick to my plans because I work and stuff. So I play within that zone. Also on Thursday, it made another all-time high. The last time it made an all-time high, it came down $5. So when it hit 390, I grabbed a 387.5 call. I ended up making 165% on that call in like 15 minutes. It came right back down to like 383 after it hit the 390. So made a nice profit on that as well. I was in the Netflix call that Antoine called out. That went crazy, got out right at market open. And I'm so glad that I did because of course it went down. Netflix has done that to me several times. That's why I gets right out of a swing on Netflix. um, but did well on that trade. And I think and the Meta 370 Antoine called out. Um, I was up considerably Thursday, but look, and I'll be reading that chat when Antoine talk about Meta. I'ma listen. He already told us if it 370 was a good level to hold, that it could go to 375. So I held that to the next day as well, and got a nice percentage, almost 200% on that play. Um, and it didn't. And the thing is, and I told this to Antoine too. I was like, yo, I used to take everything so literally, but even the close, even though it wasn't up above 370, that was a solid close at 360. I think it closed like 369.8 or something like that. I'm like, look, this is about 370. Like if it can close up here, then I think it can do what it's supposed to do. So just following those teachings and that and sticking with the instinct of things that I've learned, that I did well this week.
Yeah, you did great this week. It was a great, really, really great performance. I really agree with that. So yeah, it was really, really good. And yeah, but no, I like what you said about like the decision, because like and again, me being I just like to help the team out a lot. So I was about to say something to the team on Thursday heading into Friday. I was about to tell it was something I was about to say, and then I stopped myself. I'm like, I probably shouldn't say this because those meta trades were up 100% already. So I I feel like the people who I was saying this on Friday to someone else. I'm like, I already posted it in the chat, so I'm not gonna keep repeating it. You know what I mean? To give people the confidence. Like, you gotta start reading that chat. That was something that I was talking to KK about too. And because I was basically telling the team on Meta, if it's going to 375. It was at that point, I'm like, it's going to 375. And yeah, definitely did what it needed to do, man. That was a really, really good trade. I ended up trading it again on Friday, but one of the key things that you said, and I don't see him on here right now, but I'm going to say shout out to Drew too, because Drew, he traded Netflix too, and he did exactly what he's supposed to do. I mean, it's not even just that, oh, because it's Netflix, it's because um it's Lotto Friday. Number one, it's Lotto Friday. If it's a contract that expires that day and and the market opens and you're up over 100 and something percent, you take your profit. You know, if you can always re-enter, but you can't always take profit. You just want to take that profit and get out of that trade. And then on top of that, Netflix is notorious for breaking out high at market open and then selling off. Is notorious for doing that. It's one of my trades. It's one of my stocks of the week for this upcoming week. But you know, you gotta you gotta take that profit, man. You gotta get out of that, take that profit. But yeah, I know. Yeah, you just gotta take the profit. You gotta take the profit. Everything ain't gonna be like Meta, or sometimes Meta ain't gonna be like Meta. You know what I mean? It just depends on what the market is doing. But on Lotto Friday, you take that profit because you just gotta, whatever the assignment was, we already achieved it. We had already completed the mission. So yeah, take that profit, get out of there. Let's go. But yeah. Anybody else got something they want to share from last week? Or I mean, and listen, lessons learned, recap, anything. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It may be something you want to share to the team. Like Mogul just dropped a whole lot of gems. KK just dropped some gems too, and they had great weeks. And so I see, Rich, you have your mic unmuted. Did you want to say something?
Nah, fam. I'm just joining the group for the first time, so I'm loving everything I'm hearing. Definitely been trying to be part of a community that I can learn and grow. Had a pause on trading for like 2 years, but I said, man, it's a lot of money out here that is being gotten. I just need to learn the right way to do it. And so I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Anton, for making yourself available and just the community that's happening here. Just looking forward to just dive in and just soak up as much knowledge as well as add value as best as I can.
Hey, no, appreciate that. No, welcome to the team. Welcome to the team.
Welcome.
Cool, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and move right along. Let's see. All right, so we got some upcoming earnings and economic events. So here we are, man, let me switch over. We got Fed speakers. So let's just start there. Let's start with the Fed speakers. We got Waller. What does Waller want, man? This guy. Waller comes out at 11 a.m. So he's been one of those outspoken ones lately since we didn't get rid of him since he left. Bullard left. So Tuesday at 11 a.m. we got Waller. We got Vice Chair Barr coming out at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Bowman, 9 a.m. Wednesday. Williams, 3 p.m. Wednesday. Bostic, Thursday at 7:30 a.m. And we got Daly. She will be out for Friday at 4:15 p.m. I'm not sure what that's about, but they're speaking. Now for as far as this week. Now there is this World Economic Forum's meeting that's happening. They're going to be in Sweden. And so like a lot of the CEOs of from Bank of America, a lot of the banks, just a really, really big economic forum that's going to be happening all week long. So just keep that in mind. So sometimes you may just see the market doing weird things because someone just spoke and said something about, or just gave more color to some information from maybe one of their earnings reports or something. And but we're going to get a lot more information that comes out of this. And it happens. So just be on point for that, for anything that may happen. Now, obviously, like I told you earlier this afternoon, the market is closed tomorrow for MLK. So tomorrow is a good day to do a lot of things, man. I'll be handling a lot of business tomorrow, get myself ready for the market. We have New York Fed Manufacturing Survey Tuesday. We got Goldman Sachs earnings Tuesday. You know, I put this on here specifically because now obviously it's a lot more banks. We're going to get to that in a second, but I like to play Goldman, and that's one of my charts of the week too. So we will get to that. But Goldman Sachs got earnings. Morgan Stanley got earnings on Tuesday also. These obviously pre-market. Retail sales data Wednesday. Initial jobless claims Thursday, which is going to be another important one. And Philly Fed manufacturing survey. And then we got consumer sentiment on Friday. So we got a lot of economic data, but we got earnings. So yeah. And so again, there isn't a lot on here that really stands out to me. But obviously we got PNC, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. We got TSM, and I know y'all heard the what's going on what China's talking about doing. They China and Taiwan and the whole they're saying we're going to take their independence, man. They're not going to be independent. They're not going to be independent anymore. That's just pretty much what they were saying. And but long story short, they got earnings on Thursday pre-market. And so, but yeah, this is just the beginning of earnings season. A lot of companies got earnings, but just got a few circled to keep an eye on. Let me get over here to start with Goldman. Hold on. Now, KD, do you have any thoughts on any of these companies that got earnings this week before I kind of go into these charts?
What's TSMC, by the way? Is that
that's Texas, that's TSM.
Go ahead.
the only one is like you said,
Taiwan Semi.
GS?
Taiwan Semi.
Oh, that's a semiconductor.
That's
So
Taiwan. That's why I was just talking about Taiwan, because Taiwan Semi got earnings on
okay, so it's
TSM.
interesting to look at SMH this week. That's a good look.
Yeah.
Probably. All right. And
Yeah,
that GS is a big one though. I don't like banks. I don't like playing banks, but GS is the best one.
yeah. That's the only one I like to play. Well, I mean, I'll play Goldman. Goldman and JP, but that one is the one. But yeah, man, TSM, that's interesting with all of the China news that's going on right now, and it's going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering what your thoughts were on that one.
That's it. I don't see too many others this week.
Yeah,
like you just showed, there's a whole lot of Feds speaking all week.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but
That's highly dangerous. I don't like that. But,
yeah, I don't like it either. And then we got a short week at that, so.
Mm.
But yeah, so this is the daily of Goldman Sachs chart. They finished with a bearish engulfing, but it's holding this key level area here. I like the way it looks on the daily and the weekly chart. So bounce here, and we got action. Again, they got earnings Tuesday morning, so we'll just have to see how that plays out, because again, the market doesn't reopen until Tuesday morning. And so let's see how Goldman plays out. Again, it's a great stock for after earnings. Now, if you've been with us for a while, you know that we've played it after earnings on many occasions, and the morning after earnings. So, and it's a Tuesday after earnings, we got to see how things play out, but that's a catalyst to get some volume and to see what's going on. They're pricing in a $12 move on the stock, actually a $13 move on the stock. So, and it looked like we can make a nice move on this. I like the way it closed. One of two things could happen, and it could either. What'd you say?
No, I just seen. I noticed after earnings it moves like close to $14.
Yeah,
after earnings.
Well, yeah, so we pretty much we play it a lot after earnings and have made a lot of money playing it after earnings. So yeah, it's just like it definitely does give you a big move. It will give you that move. That's the good thing about the stock. And that's all we want is volatility in the stock. So that's all we need is some volatility. So if the stock ain't gonna move, I don't care what stock it is. You know, some stocks they'll just trade in the middle and then won't move. They'll consolidate, or the move will happen, and then it doesn't really give you that violent move to the or to the downside or whatever after earnings. Um, KD just said that it moves on average $14 after earnings. So that means whatever direction it decides to take after earnings, we can get a nice move out of it. So um, yeah, so hopefully we'll be trading it together. And if the market gives us the opportunity. But yeah, let's just see how that goes. Again, I like where the stock is now. If um what I was going to say was that that there's a gap down here, and I felt like if for some reason they missed or got it down, which I which is possible, then we could make a move down to this area. It looked like a nice place that where the stock could actually go. I got a key level in between there, but there could be a move for it to go now. Otherwise, I'm looking for a move back up to 390, and then from 390 that 404 is in play after that. But let's just see, because look at the weekly. If I zoom out and look at this weekly chart, it's very, very, very clear that this stock wants to go higher. So hopefully they come in with a beat and a move up, because then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that 404 out. And that's nice. But like I said, my target right now is 390 for the upside and 360 to the downside. Now you can obviously 370 is a safe space too. Where the stock? Nah, that's a little too close. It's a little close, but I say 370 would be the first price target. And then if you're talking about to the downside, because we got 369, but I'm gonna say 370 would be my first price target to the downside, and then we got 360 as the second one on the call side. 390 is the first price target, and then 400 is the second one. But I think we can get the 404. So nice move on, nice setup on this one. Again, on Friday, I wasn't really on point. I was at the barbershop. I mean, I'm not that I'm tripping about it, but I totally was not thinking about Goldman Sachs, because I definitely um uh probably would have participated in this particular play. But yeah, but again, we'll trade it. We'll trade it next week. And I'd rather trade it next week anyway. I wouldn't have put the team in this trade as an earnings trade. I would have, would have been something we possibly trade. And it'd be something that we would probably trade on Zoom too. So yeah, nice setup, nice chart. And I am ready. And thanks for the info, Katie. Hopefully you're available. Hopefully you're gonna be around Tuesday.
Yeah, you said like Tuesday morning. Yeah, I'll be around.
To trade it. So what is to see if we can trade, if we're going to trade it. So look, Netflix, man. So check this out, right? So Netflix, they added it's not new anymore, but it's new for a few earnings. They've added the ads tier, right? And so that ads tier, they doubled the number that they were expecting to add using that ads tier. So and it's crazy because they thought it was going to cause more churn possibly, but it actually has increased a lot. They're okay with the ads. I mean, the ads aren't bad. I guess they feel like the ads aren't really bad, and now they're finding a way to really monetize it, and that's great. So and obviously is monetizable if you see if the customer base or subscriber base is growing with the ad tier. So I think it went from like 8 to 12 million new or something like that subscribers. But the whole point is the stock, it was good news for the stock heading into earnings. They got earnings coming up soon. And this is like this is my stock, one of my charts of the week. Trying to bring up some information. They got earnings on the 23rd. They got earnings on this the day before Tesla. Yeah, so Tesla is on the 24th and Netflix is the 23rd.
As is Microsoft.
So, but yeah, and one second. I never play Microsoft earnings, so I play Tesla. I play Netflix sometimes, but I don't ever play Microsoft earnings. It never really holds its. Yeah, I don't play Microsoft earnings, but yeah. So, but we got a bullish engulfing right here on Netflix on this weekly chart. It looks great, and it held closed another gap there. I told y'all last Sunday, yeah, it was last Sunday that Netflix wanted that if we could get over 501 and hold over 501, then we were going up to 525. So, let's just see how this stock holds up. I really like this chart. I like it a lot. I like the intensification of volume. I really, really like this chart a lot. So just looking for a nice move. Again, it held the hell out of its non-EMA. It has some room here, finishing inside on Friday. Set that. Finishing inside on Friday. So yeah, I'm looking for a continuation of this move. So let's just get over 503.41, and then we can try to make that move into 525. Again, I feel like we can make that move. If the way the market ended, and I really believe that there will be a continuation, we should be able to go ahead and get up there to 525. That's what I'm looking for Netflix. Now, just looking for that nice move up into 525. I feel like we can actually make that move. Now, 1 second. My bad. I'm just trying to bring up this. Thought I was trying to show. Yeah, we should be able to make a nice move on Netflix, man. Again, there is room to the downside too. Again, we finished inside on Friday. If we can take out the if we can take out 490, we should be able to make a retest 484 and then possibly down to 464. I don't know if we're going down that low, but I'm just saying if it should, I'm hoping it holds 484. If it was to come down, that'll be a nice place for a retest. And but where it closed is a really significant place. I like it. It's a key area where it closed, a really nice key area. And I would really like I'm looking for a continuation. It finished inside, looks great. And yeah, so yeah, keep Netflix on watch. Obviously, it's going to be one of the top stocks on my watch for this week. Tesla. Sheesh. What a ugly chart. What a ugly chart. So man, Tesla, man, I had to make a decision on Friday. I was trying to be cool. I mean, on Thursday heading into Friday, I just sold those Meta calls and had the Meta puts print, and then we had Meta calls again, and so I was in 3 trades. I was in 3 trades. I was in when it came time to swing into Lotto Friday, I had 3 trades. Now y'all knew I was foxing Tesla the whole time. I told y'all last Sunday my thoughts on where Tesla was headed, but on I think it was Wednesday morning, Tesla. I said Tesla had lost its 200 EMA and it looked like it wanted 223. So, it ended up going all the way down. But yeah, on Friday, what I ended up doing Thursday heading into Friday, I swung those Tesla 225 calls. I'm sorry, puts. Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna alert the Tesla play or the Netflix play. I alerted Netflix because I felt like that one was I don't know why I chose Netflix over Tesla, but like it was either or as far as what I'm gonna alert. I alerted Netflix. I saw it as a sure thing. I'm like, this trade can print overnight for sure. And I felt like Tesla was a little more risky. Yeah, that's what it was, because Tesla we already had a 222 continuation on Tesla. I'm like, man, it, is it going to gap down again? You know what I mean? And I felt like it was. So, but anyway, I swung that, man. Man, those things that was probably that was my biggest position on Friday from the Tesla position. But we finished with an inverse hammer on Friday. Um, I waited for the retest, and then I called out that Tesla trade for the team because I really think it's coming down to fill this gap down here at 214 or 214.60 something. Now, but look, I think Tesla looked like it wants 211. It looks like it wants 211. If I zoom out a little bit more and look at the weekly, that's where my next target is, 211. We got a really nasty flush right here, and then that would also complete now, because this was the thing. I was paying very close attention to this. It took a while for Tesla to rebuild this structure here. Remember when it was building this bull flag or whatever, and when it finally broke out, we got a breakout, and price moved, but then it came down. I'm like, all right, cool. It could either bounce off this 50, or even if it loses it, I'm like, let's see if it finds a way back above it and close above it. Now, but forget the 50, because this is a weekly chart. I was like, this wedge break. It was the wedge break for me, man, because I'm like, all right, cool, we lost it, but let's see where price closes on Friday. And it lost the wedge, and we got the candle confirmation. It dies. I feel like it's going lower. I feel like we can actually get all the way down to 200 on Tesla before earnings. Now, that's probably where they come in and save it. Let's just see how this plays out. Now, again, my next target for it is I'm thinking about my trade that I'm in right now. And my target is 214.60. And, our contracts would be in the money. So that's all I'm looking for. We got a nice long weekend. The market's closed tomorrow. That's enough time for Tesla, for people to think about selling Tesla even more. So the people who were on the fence didn't decide to sell Tesla yet. Let that China news funnel through the ether a little more and let them think about it. They're gonna call their hedge funds on Tuesday and be like, you know what? Sell Tesla. Like we got more time for people to do that, right? So yeah, but no, I like the way Tesla finished. This happens a lot for Tesla heading into earnings, but you see when we lost that rising wedge here, or this channel, and it was time to break down. We closed the gap. That was my first target, and we got another small gap here, but I really think it wants 211. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, we got our non-EMA just crossed below our 21 EMA on the daily, and we looking for a def cross it looked like it's coming towards a def cross. So if we do get down to 211, that should be enough to turn that 50 down here and probably bring it through that 200 moving average right there. So then we get our def cross. So yeah, all signs are pointing to Tesla going a lot lower, from the inverse hammer to the rising bearish volume to the confluence on the weekly chart, everything. So yeah, I really like this setup. I like puts on Tesla, so that's why I swung them. But yeah, so where we go on Tesla. Just because I got a list, because I said I'm only gonna cover these stocks because the ones that I'll possibly trade. CRM. Now, we've been keeping CRM around for a while. And I thought the chart looked great. Start here on the weekly. Crazy massive weekly candle on CRM right here. Really, really like it. So, and we're heading into this gap fill area. Well, it already closed it. Hold on. Let me go back here. Get that off of there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so they pulled that back some on Friday, but yeah, I still like this setup on I like the way this chart looks, and I'm just waiting for this momentum to continue. Nice little healthy pullback on the stock, still finished green. If we can take out 275, 25, we should be able to make a move to first price target would be 26.94. But this is how, you know how I feel about certain stocks and certain things. What I personally would do, instead of saying waiting for it to get over 220, 275, 25, I would wait for it to get over 276.94, because then you'll get a bigger move. You get over there, then you can take advantage of a bigger move. That's not, the move, the risk has to be worth it for me to take the trade. So yeah, you can play with the middle and make some money, but just wait for it to get over 276.94, and then we can make a move to 284.96. That'll be a better move. So that's what I like. But keep Salesforce on watch this upcoming week. I'm gonna save. Now I'm gonna hit KD stock real quick, because KD, you got on here late, bro. We were talking about your stock before you got on here, and how the planes, they're not putting the windows in the planes properly. They flying out while people on a flight, and
I don't want to talk about BA. Very upset about it.
yeah.
I missed. I don't know if you see the weekly chart. It was weak for like 2 weeks, but like inverse hammers. I mean, the news carried, made it,
Mhm.
drop down, but the chart told the story before the news.
Right.
It's okay. That was a big hit
Yeah, I
from
know
from
you
the
own
weekly
shares.
chart. Yeah.
But look, so this is the thing. So the reason I brought it up today was because, we were looking at the order flow for the week, and the top put order flow for the week was Boeing. But, obviously the news came out this week too. And then just over the weekend, I just heard another plane headed to Japan had a cracked windshield or something. So it's just all over the place, man. Y'all gotta get in there and just handle your business on that. But yeah, so right now, looking at this weekly, get down here to the 212. It looked like it wants to get down here to 212. Now let's see if that 50 or 200 right there, where is that, if it holds there. But if what I'm looking at, if it loses that level, it got room to the downside, serious room to the downside. And I don't see any reason why they wouldn't sell it right now, to be honest.
Honestly, I see that too. That area that you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last level for me that I think it will fall to is like the lowest 195 before like having some kind of retracement back up. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
So that
definitely
cool.
some more downside.
Yeah, so I feel like I feel good on that, but all I'm saying is, like, so right now, if people wanted to play a move on this, it finished at what is it, 217, whatever, 217 70. That's a nice $5 move down to 220 to 212 or whatever, but um nice five something dollar move down to 212. But just be very careful with that area, because that's where it could bounce at right there. But if it loses that area right there, then that's a nice move down, nice gap fill down there and everything. So this is a stock that we will be watching this week, man, for puts. So yeah, we will be watching this one heavy for puts. And all right, Meta, man, that Meta chart, man. Sheesh, excuse the lines on my chart, man. But yeah, Meta wants all-time highs, man. And we were talking about this a few weeks ago, but um and you see it, the high on Friday was 377. We are closing in. So my next target is 381.68. And I got a few other targets here on this chart, but just want to show y'all this chart, because we got our all-time highs coming in really, really close. Our all-time high is 384. That's crazy how close we are to it. 384.33 is the Meta all-time high. So it was a lot of strength, and it looked like it definitely wants to get there before earnings. Now, this is my thing. This is the only caveat that I have is, it just seems like a one of those situations that I've been in before, right? And so if we hit the all-time high before earnings, Yeah, well, actually, no, I can't. I'm gonna wait till Meta. I'm gonna wait till it's time to talk about Meta earnings to talk about Meta earnings. We ain't gonna talk about Meta earnings right now because I got a lot of data to go through before we get to Meta earnings. But yeah, I don't see any reason why we don't hit the all-time high. Again, all I'm looking for right now is my next target. So we able to take out 377. We should be able to get to 384, I'm sorry, 381.68, then 384, because that's just the next target, all-time high. No reason why we don't look. Meta been owed us $400 per share since 2021. So they owe us that. But I ain't looking out for 400 doesn't exist until we take out the all-time high. So if we take out the all-time high, then Meta should be able to go to 400. So if we take out all-time highs this week, then 400 is in play. Simple as that. But yeah, so right now my target for Meta, I'm looking for over 377, then 381.68, and then all-time highs. So that's the plan for Meta for this upcoming week. I really love the way it's sustained. Now I'm gonna go back to this daily chart for a second because we got to be very clear though, because careful, because we had a nice bullish engulfing here. Not bullish engulfing, my bad. What was it? I just had a bullish engulfing on some chart. But yeah, we had a nice continuation here on Meta, and I really like how we closed in strength and enforced right on here. But if the stock could come back down and retest 364 again, you know what I mean? That could actually happen too. Come back down and possibly retest 361. If we get a pullback in the market. I mean, I would love a nice retest before continuation, but it just all depends on what happens. It just all depends on what happens. We're gonna follow the price action on this, but I'm ready for new all-time highs. We letting like Apple then took out all-time highs. We got Nvidia new all-time highs, Microsoft new all-time highs. All these stocks keep hitting these all-time highs. We came back up from $88. So we was just at $88. Came all the way back. So yeah. But yeah, Meta O is 400. So let's just see how this plays out. Again, I'm ready for. I got a whole lot to say about this stock and a lot. But yeah, just be ready for Meta, man. The team, y'all already know the vibe. So just be ready for what's to come. But yeah, man, we got let me go this to Q. I'm gonna hit SPY. I'm gonna let KD take the honors on QQQ. SPY looks great, man. SPY looks great. Still haven't taken out the all-time high yet. We're right there at the all-time high. Just haven't taken it out yet. So we're trading in this channel. It needs to take out this all-time high, man. It's gonna be big tech earnings to do. Either big tech earnings gonna make or break this market in the upcoming weeks. So banks came in. It was lukewarm, and we got big tech. We got big tech. I'm ready. I'm ready for what's to come. And I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen, to be honest. Um, I think, man, yeah, I ain't sure what's going to happen. I ain't really sure what's going to happen with big tech earnings yet. I can't really say, especially with the valuations and yeah, but I do think Meta is gonna blow earnings out of the water. I really think so. Their earnings is like several weeks away, but I'm just saying based off of yeah, but yeah, we got to see that's what's gonna happen right now. Look, so SPY, we finished at SPY, we had another higher close last week, and so we can take out 478.60. We should be able to make a move to it's crazy to the move to the all-time high. We've been in this little channel right here. If you look at the chart, and again, I'm not gonna hold y'all, but so this is a little range, little channel we've been trading in, creating a nice little bull flag right here. Let's break out of this, man. So I'm just like, man, the all-time high, man. If SPY break out of this, man, SPY look like it's going to 500, man. But I don't know. But it would have to be big. I feel like big tech, man. is going to have and obviously we got some participation from other sectors too now. And you know, a lot of the sectors that we're looking to front run. I just don't think that tech is going to be that strong this year, man. I'm telling you, I still don't believe it. And we just gonna have to play it, like watch things unfold. So you're gonna hear me like I'm gonna have a whole lot of apprehension with these earnings and with a lot of these stocks. But yeah, so SPY has some room to move back down to 474 again also. So let's just keep up watch on this. So below 475, then we can retest 474.19. I would just be waiting for a move, man, because again, it's a lot going on. We pulled back a little bit on lower volume on Friday, but it looked like it's just in position and ready to go. I just don't. I'd be really apprehensive over a long weekend anyway, because you never know how the market's going to act. And because it's so much news, it's already just having 2 days off is crazy, but 3 days off when in a crazy news cycle is just it's just too much. We don't know that with the China stuff anyway. That's always a wild card. So just kind of hard to to judge what's going to happen. Now, the weekly chart tells a story, though, man. Look at that weekly chart. Crazy, 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 crazy. So, yeah, again, man, like I told y'all, take out that all-time high. Look like 500 is in play. But a lot of times what you get, the last time we took out the all-time high, the market just kind of like it went up to hit the all-time high, and then we died from there. So let's see what big tech earnings, because look, remember, we trade SPY. SPY is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500 that contains the top 500 stocks on the New York Stock Exchange. So the stocks that we are trading are the biggest stocks on the planet, right? And so if they come out and have great earnings and push and guide up, then they're going to go higher, and then they're going to bring SPY up higher. But if those stocks do not, they're going to dictate the market. I don't think they're going to front run the market this year, but they're going to dictate the market. And so we trade SPY, but it'd be based off of all of those stocks with their performance. So this is a very big, this earnings right here is very big heading into what's going on, and especially with the upcoming, with people hoping for these rate hikes and stuff like that. So again, let's just try to keep things on watch, man, and just play things as they come. Like I said, I'm not going through a whole bunch of stocks today because the ones that I went through are the ones that I'm likely to play right now. And yeah, Nvidia already took out all-time highs, and I'm going off of the stocks that I am playing. Tech was pretty strong. I really thought I really liked the way QQQ finished on the weekly. It closed right. It's right there at a gap fill on the weekly, and it's still holding strong with those all-time highs. So yeah, but yeah, man, I think that we could actually go higher. I don't really have a trade for QQQ or nothing like that. Just the stocks that I had the trades for. And I just want to kind of give this week, especially with tomorrow, with the market being closed, and we got a lot of economic data this week. We really need to just kind of like take things as they come and follow the price action. So yeah. Does somebody have a question about something?
Reginald, can you please mute your mic, sir?
Everything. Yeah. So, but that's pretty much, that's how I feel about this upcoming week. It's not really too much outside of earnings that I am watching. And again, this is kind of when we start to get into the brunt of the earnings season, where it really starts to get interesting. I feel like after TSM is where it really gets interesting. So that's another obviously stock that we could watch. Now, hold on, because KD did make a comment, and I gotta hit this really quickly. He was talking about SMH, so because that's an ETF that tracks the chip stocks, right? The semiconductor space, and with TSM having earnings coming up, and that it's just so some people going to play Nvidia, AMD. I told y'all ARM had a lot of flow going into it, but I just don't really like the stock. And but that's another one. You see it kind of looks similar to TSM, the chart, the ARM chart, but a lot of call flow on Friday and for the overall week was going into that stock. So it's just something to still keep on watch. And then just bringing up SMH. Now, SMH, the chart looks really good. So, and I like a stock that consolidates like that. And then it finished inside on Friday. It looked like it's ready to take off. Got a gap fill there and everything. And so it just, instead of just watching the individual chip stocks, keep an eye on an ETF. But also, like I said, it's a lot that's happening this week. Consumer sentiment, all of that. So we will be trading based off of what happens and basically and just on setups playing out. But yeah, the stocks that I went over, those are the ones that I'll be watching this week, the top stocks that I'll be watching. That's enough trades for me, and yeah, but that's all I have, man. Not gonna hold y'all too long today. I know we went over, but we covered a lot. And again, remember the market is closed tomorrow. It's a good day to study, look at some charts. And if you got any questions, post them in the chat. And yeah, let's dissect some charts, man. Katie, I know you're famous for doing that anyway, man. And we appreciate it. But yeah, let's have a good week, man. Let's have a good week.
I'll put down QQQ in the chat later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see
All
y'all.
right, y'all have a
Thanks for
good
hopping.
rest of y'all weekend.
All right. Enjoy y'all day.
Katie was like, I'm ready to get away from y'all.
Everybody have a
Hey,
good
thank
day.
y'all. Appreciate it.
All
All right.
right, y'all. Thank
Peace.
y'all.
Thanks.